Good afternoon. My name is Deirdre Campion, and I'd like to welcome you all to the White Coat ceremony for this year and to congratulate the class of 2015, and we're anticipating a wonderful final year next year for all of you. For those of you who've come to view this ceremony, I know a lot of you have come from short distance, long distance. I believe quite a number of you in the audience have come as far away as from North America. I believe some of you have come from Edmonton, which is an incredibly long way. There's others who are watching from all parts of the globe. Some are also saying welcome to you too also. What I'm going to now pass over to our Dean, who I'm afraid couldn't be here today. So she has a particular welcome message which we'd like to show to you. So with no further ado, I'll pass over. Very soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, friends, families and colleagues, I'm delighted to welcome you this evening to the White Coat ceremony for the Veterinary Medicine class of 2015 here at UCD. This is a very special occasion for our class. It marks the start of their progression into clinical education, which will be followed a few short months later into their world and their life as professional veterinarians. We're very proud of them as students, and we will continue to be proud of them and watch their development and successes as they pass on then and become our alumni and our professional colleagues. As their families and their friends, I'm sure all you are very proud of them as well, and I think it will give you great comfort to know that our UCD veterinary graduates have a great track record of success and employment and go on to develop successful careers in clinical practice, in government service, in research and academia and other areas as well. So the future is bright for all of them. I'm really sorry this evening not to be able to join you in person, but thanks to the wonders of modern communication technology and our education technologist Mark Harty, I will of course be watching the live stream over the internet, as will many of you. So I do hope that you enjoy the evening, have a great time mixing, meeting friends and colleagues and families here this evening. And in a few short months, in June 2015, I really do look forward to meeting you all in graduation in person. Thank you all very much and have a great time.
Now we've come to the part where all this class are going to be involved. What's happening is they're going to be coated. Their white coat is going to be placed on them by members of the staff here who've been chosen by the students themselves. And this is a symbol of becoming a clinician with all the responsibilities entailed. So I'm going to pass over to Dr. Rory Brannock, who will be calling out the names, and also the staff members who are going to be putting the white coats on each student: Dr. Marika Beltman, Dr. Joseph Cassidy, Professor Barbara Kirby, and Dr. Nola Leonard. So,
thank you very much, Deirdre. So this is now down to the business end of affairs, and first of all, I'd like to thank you for nominating me. It obviously shows you had very little choice. It is, as was described by your classmates who've made a wonderful effort in organising this. The procedure is very, very simple. I'm going to call out you in groups of 4, ask you to approach the stage from this end. You'll obviously be coated then by the member of staff, and then if you move over towards the line over there where Aidan is going to take a photograph of you, then we'll call the next group of 4 after that. There's just one slight addition. When you first approach the stage, you give me €50 each. I'm not joking, okay? Without further ado, okay, Megan Anderson, Sarah Arman, Ian Banahan, and James Barrett. Cara Bennett, Roby Bowes, Aisling Bugler, and Sasha Burns-Fraser. Miriam Campbell, Aideen Canavan, Sheena Casey, and Fiona Claffey. First, Courtney Clark, Isabel Cohn, Richard Cole, and Fiona Comer. Andrew Comerford, Finbar Condon English, Emer Connellan, and I'm going to say Rocky Cornelius because I don't think anyone's ever called you Roxanne. Ashleen Cullen, Elizabeth DeGosto, Stephen Dillon, and Ben Dobson. There's always one. Nikita Dockin, Daniel Echt, Mary Ferguson, and Neve Field. Emma Fletcher, Caitlin Fletcher, Caroline Flynn, and Bernard Furlong. Brianne Galloway, Michelle Garvey, Anne-Marie Cochran, and Julie Gillis. Alicia Glazier, Lee Graves, Una Gubbins, and Marcel Hanley. Peter Hannigan, Gowan Hans, Paige Harriman, and Peter Hayes. Ruth Heenahan, Colette Hester, Christian Herhoff, and Morgan Hinshaw. Rosemary Holohan, Quinn Horachuk, Lauren Hutton, and Sarah Irwin. Rebecca Keefe, Rona Kelly, Darren Kelly, and Liam Kelly. Otherwise known as the Kelly family. Darren Keys, Alva King, Sarah Leahy, Ada Lee. Aoife Lahan, Alanda Lennox, Victoria Lewis, Teresa Lucibello. Paul Meneses, Molly McBride, Jennifer McGinnity, Lorna McSherry. Kira Meany, Laura Marola, Alexandra Milicic, Gronya Militon. All unit. Laura Maloney Quinn, Alec Maloney, Connor Maloney, Elaine Murphy. Stephen Nestor, Anne Neville, Ashley Nolan, and Maria Nolan. Seamus O'Connell, Mairead O'Connell, Diarmuid O'Connor, and Sophie O'Connor. Ruth O'Flaherty, Aisling O'Keefe, Eugene O'Malley, and Ryan O'Neill. Okay, wait for this one, folks. Daniel O'Regan, fine. Aoife J. O'Sullivan, Aoife O'Sullivan, Aoife J.J. O'Sullivan, J.J. Aoife O'Sullivan, and Joseph O'Sullivan. Okay. Tyg O'Sullivan, Leah Owens, Shona Patterson, and Leah Paulson. Hannah Pratt, Shauna Quinn, Marie-Louise Ryan, and Gina Sarnelli. Yarden Schlossberg, William Sheehan, Katrina Sheehy, and Alexandra Shirlow. Rebecca Skates, Christina So, Robert Suffern, and James Sweeney. Margot Vachon, Claire Walsh, Alison Waring, and Cormac White. Okay, folks, that concludes the practice session. Now we'll do it properly. Okay? Without further ado, I'm going to hand you back to Dr. Campion.
Thank you, everyone. I'm now going to invite up our keynote speaker, and that is Professor Michael Doherty, who's going to address you all. And every year, the students themselves choose a keynote speaker. Last year, it was Laurie Brannock. So there is a certain act to follow. Welcome up.
Guramila mai asan cura. Current Glenda Cree Arms and Jess Shaw Isle, a couple of fuckler an Okaj war halk the Shaw. You're all very welcome, and thank you very much for inviting me to say a few words. And no pressure, Rory, but it is a really special day, and it's fantastic. I met one of the final year students on the way over here, and she said, just how valuable, how much it meant to her parents, the whole day. So, parents, it's really important and really to say that we're so delighted to see you here as well, as the Dean had said. So, I was thinking about it, the white coat and coat de bois. There's a symbolism around this whole thing. The only thing is, I'm a cow vet, a sheep vet, a farm animal vet, and I'm afraid the white coat wouldn't really go down that well on some of our farms. But I'm not suggesting we have a green overalls and wellies day, but you know what I mean. It's a symbolic event. This is all about a rite of passage. Alison asked me to say, a few words about what it was like to move in, what's final year going to be like this final year, and the road ahead, because it is a journey you're on. We're all on this journey, and I do remember in my first year in a Scottish university, I remember being in the common room, and the final years had a kind of a Nora about them, didn't they? You sort of look up at them and go, God, they're final years, they're nearly there, and you're nearly there now. So I do remember that. So there was something special about these final years, and so there is. This is my memory, and I'm sure you remember that from first year too. So what's this brave new world going to look like, and the future ahead? I mean, what in your mind now? What are you thinking about after final year? Because you're all going to qualify as vets. I mean, this is quite clear. You're all very talented, intelligent people. I don't know. In my year, when I was in final year, I was informed by the James Herriot. I was one of the James Herriot book generation. There was no reality TV, no vets on call and all that stuff. So the little image I had in my head, it sort of went something like living in the country, working in a mixed practice, involved with a local football club, going to the local the fete, the village fete, or being the judge, judging the dogs and getting into a row about, the best donkey and all that stuff. It was a nice idea, and I still cling to that romantic idea. But what's in your heads now? But the important thing is, whatever it is, it must be nice and comfortable and happy, because the thing is, we all want to be happy out there, whatever we do. And that's the key thing, contented in what we do, whatever it is, veterinary research or working in the department, or whatever it is. So that little idea is forming in your head now. But it'll change, it'll probably change. The number of people I've met in practice who wanted to be a horse vet when they qualified and ended up being a small animal vet, or wanted to be a small animal vet and ended up being a dairy herd health vet, So anyway, it is a really interesting time for you. That your learning environment is going to change dramatically. Okay? So, the classroom that you've had up to now has been the lecture theatre. People go in, people go out. You grab a few questions at the end of the lecture, Somebody's waiting to get in on the outside. The laboratory, your small group classes. But the good news, guys, is no more lectures. Okay? So that's not bad. Your lectures are good, by the way. It's very we have some really, really excellent lecturers here. The other thing, thanks to Aidan Kelly, who's taken all your photographs, you'll all have your own special, personalised, tailored timetable. And I can tell you one thing, that was quite a lot of work for Aidan. So in other words, this is quite unique. I don't know of many or any vet schools internationally that actually pull this off. You're not in groups anymore. You have your own little story to tell, your own little timetable, and we're very good at being flexible and adapting it because, it's different in final year. We have final year students in Abu Dhabi, Newmarket, across the globe as we speak now. So the idea of the group and the weeks of the semester, that changes totally. It's a flexible model. You will do your elective wherever that will be at the time of your choosing. It could be in January or February. So this notion of the sort of structured semester, it's sort of gone, but that's no harm. It's a nice thing, that. In university education, we talk about a pyramid of learning, you know. It's called Bloom's taxonomy. And the idea is at the bottom of the pyramid is the knowledge, the foundation knowledge that you get in the 3 to 4 years, and all the other knowledge you've gleaned from your education up until that point. And as you move up the pyramid, it's about applying and integrating knowledge. And final year is really all about the applying and integrating knowledge. It's about learning skills, practical skills, and showing us how to do it. It's all about day one competencies, and really you people being as ready as possible for going out into practice. So we do put the notion of deep learning has been introduced in the curriculum from the very first year. But really in final year, this is where it becomes very, 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 very clear. And the idea of deep learning is, you know, the way if you were to meet your best friend from school when you're out on holiday this summer, you know, say you go out to Turkey or wherever you go for the suntan before graduation. So you're out there and you see this person from school you hadn't seen in maybe 10 years. You'll go over to them and you'll know them and you'll say, how's it going, Michael, or whatever. And there'll be an instant recognition. That's deep learning, right? So the other side of it is, you know, you knew somebody in the veterinary college who you met on an occasional basis, and you knew them and you knew their names, and you had you were able to say, how's it going in the corridor? And you meet them in Turkey. And you go, Christ, what's that person's name? Now, that's shallow learning. And being good clinicians, which is what this is all about, right? We're talking about you being the best clinicians, small animal clinicians, equine clinicians, farm animal clinicians, is about deep learning, and it's about understanding. And it's about really thinking about understanding why the diabetic dog has polydipsia, polyuria, sorry, Rory, and why, you know, on the dairy farm, the problem in the calves appears the way it does. It's all about really that kind of deep learning. So, final year's about that. It's also about enjoying yourself, you know, not all too serious. It's about teamwork. You're going to be in smaller groups, no more big lectures. You'll have to get on together, because when you go into practice, you will be in teams. You will have to work with people maybe you didn't, you know, you'll have to get on with people. Yeah, and you do too, and we keep an idea of that. You'll have to develop your communication skills. And we watch that, and you'll do it, because what it's basically like is almost like going into a big practice, only it's called the UCD Veterinary Hospital. And that's what it's like. Except, you know, we're going to rotate you around the various aspects of the hospital. You'll be working closely with very busy clinical colleagues, clients. You're meeting clients, farmers, horse owners, pet owners. You're working with vet nurses. You're working with support staff, the people who clean out the kennels, the people who muck out the horses. They're all really important people in the whole story. So it's all about, you know, everybody pulling together, mutual respect. Everybody, that's how everybody's treated. There's mutual respect. It's so important. It's all about, you know, the most important thing I think is you all have an interest, and a passionate interest in veterinary medicine. That is why you are here. That is what will drive you through your careers. You have that interest all your life. It's a brilliant thing, that interest. The excitement you get around a clinical case, that I still get around a clinical case, that the guy, my boss in Donegal, rings me up and says, Michael, I have a really interesting clinical case. That's what's really important. Now, it doesn't do much for your bank account, but it's absolutely fundamental, because you'll all be okay that way. You know, vets have a reasonable standard of living. You mightn't, well, but still keep doing the lotto on a Saturday night. I still do it now and again. But, you know, it's all about building your confidence. Confidence is the magic word. Because when you leave next year and go into practice, that's where the confidence becomes really important. And it takes time to develop that confidence. And your first 2-3 years in practice, wherever that is about consolidating your confidence. So that after 2 to 3 years, I think then you're best placed to say, you know, I want to be a horse vet, or I don't know, that's my own personal view. Because I watch people and I keep in touch with recent graduates, and it's all about confidence and being in a supportive practice environment. And by the way, the UCD Veterinary Hospital is the most supportive practice environment that I can think of. absolutely without any doubt, because the people working in it are dedicated teachers, they're compassionate, and they're there to talk and listen and to all the issues. So final year is a big glimpse of what the real world is going to be like, okay? So that's a big transition. It's quite a different environment to what... So it's exciting, it's interesting, you're going to enjoy it, but it is stressful. There is stress associated with it, because, no longer are you going to be going into... you're all in at 8 o'clock lectures, which is really brilliant, particularly on Friday mornings, right? It's brilliant you're coming in for those lectures, but on clinics... On clinics, it'll be like working in practice. You'll be in the morning, you may have to stay late at night, you'll be on weekends. It's different, and but you'll have this special status in the university. When you meet students and other faculty, you go, God, are you in at 8 o'clock in the morning, the lecture? And you're on call, you're on at the weekend. So when you're in at the weekend, you're in the hospital, the staff are on call, we're looking at the cows, the horses, etc., in the clinic. So that's what it's starting to look like. And you will enjoy it, but the stress we're aware of, and it's important if you're feeling stress in that environment to talk to somebody. Now, we are aware of this, and we've created our little team of 6 people, the Stress Busters. You've heard about us already. Rory and Clodagh Carney and Marika Beltman and Barbara Gallagher and Aidan Michael Lind and myself. All the staff are there, but there's 6 of us there that, the door's always open. If you have any other issues at all, just come and see us. And because when you're in small groups, when you do the farm visit to wherever it happens to be, you're out with students all day. And then in the rotations, you get to know students. So if they've had a row with a boyfriend or the girlfriend, you're going, so somebody's not feeling that. So that's the kind of closeness that happens. But really, it's a mutual thing too, a mutual understanding, mutual respect. And the other thing, client confidentiality. You're now dealing with clients, their horses, their cattle. It's really important to stress. It's professionalism. It's stuff we've talked about. It's about being professional, and that's a process that starts right at the beginning of veterinary. But it really, in final year, is something that we really stress. You'll also be subjected to a whole new brave world of assessment acronyms, I'm sorry to tell you. But gone are the essay questions. All right? No more essay questions. But what you will get are CPEs and CIEs and DOPSs and OSCEs. But the clinical proficiency exam and the clinical interpretation exam and the direct observation of practical skill and the objective structured clinical exam, these are all applied integration of knowledge. There's nothing to fear from them. It's doing the clinical exam. It's taking the blood sample from the cow. It's something we need to make sure you can do before you leave this place. Nothing to fear at all. Strictly speaking, there's no new fundamental knowledge to learn in final year. You've got it all already. You'll learn new stuff, this drug, this treatment. But the core knowledge you have already. It's applying it. So, it's nice that way. And I don't know if there's something... Oh, yeah, this is interesting. The one thing that's very important in final year, you see, is the dress code. And as well as the white coat, it's this. So, the de rigueur, stethoscope draped around the shoulders, in the restaurant, it gives you a wee bit of credibility, doesn't it? But... But if you're a farm animal vet, this is the kind of stethoscope you have draped around your shoulders. You see? So, I don't know if you've been to that Crocodile Dundee film, but anyway, there isn't there. Anyway, listen, I'm going to finish up. We're really looking forward to working with you guys in the final year, and it's the best year. It was my best year in vet school, and it will be your most enjoyable year, I guarantee it. And Sinead, gur míle maith.
Thank you very much for a wonderful speech. I'm now going to invite up Dr. James Gibbons, who's going to talk you through the veterinarian's oath.
could I ask you all to stand and repeat after me, please? I solemnly swear to use my scientific knowledge and skills for the benefit of society through the protection of animal health and welfare, the prevention and relief of animal suffering, the conservation of animal resources, the promotion of public health, and the advancement of medical knowledge. I will practice my profession conscientiously, with dignity and in keeping with the principles of veterinary medical ethics. I accept as a lifelong obligation the continual improvement of my professional knowledge and competence. Thank you.
I'd now like to invite up members. Now, they're not all the members, just 3 of the members of the White Coat Committee who are going to come up and say a few words. So invite up Margaret Vachon, Brianne Galloway and Alison Waring.
Hello, everyone. Last year, the White Coat Committee started the White Coat Animal Welfare Fund. This fund was set up in the UCD Veterinary Hospital to aid special cases where owners do not have the financial capabilities to support the treatment needs of their pets. We are pleased to announce, thanks to the generosity of our student body, faculty, and staff through our fundraising efforts this year, to contribute a nominal amount on behalf of the class of 2015. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. It's my absolute pleasure to offer some closing remarks at this ceremony. Having walked across the stage and recited the oath and got my coat, I can honestly tell you I'm having a panic attack. It's becoming very real. I never realized what a powerful symbol the white coat actually was until today. I think I speak for most of us when I say that this day has come faster than any of us ever imagined. All the nights we spend cramming for exams, all the textbooks we said we'd read, all the lessons that we've learned, not only from our professors, but from our friends and colleagues as well, have led us to this moment. The friendships and relationships that we've begun, and all the wonderful experiences that we've had at UCD throughout our time thus far. And now, in what feels like a blink of an eye, we're just over a year away from qualifying. Before I leave you, I'd like to ask my colleagues to remember 5 things during our time down in the clinics. The first of these is loyalty. Loyalty not only to yourself, but to this profession. It is bigger than any one of us. The second is respect. Respect for your peers, respect for ourselves, and respect for the staff members who take the time to teach us, to challenge us, and also to have patience with us when we struggle. Thirdly, advocacy. We need to be an advocate and supporter for our patients. We need to strive to give them what they can't ask us for. Fourthly is humility. This field is ever-changing and evolving, and the second that we think we know it all, we don't. Finally, determination. I know that none of us have gotten here on our charm and good looks alone. Well, maybe. We've worked hard. We've worked unbelievably hard. And now that we're so close that the end is in sight, don't give up on that resolve. We can do it. This next year down in the hospital is going to be a great opportunity to show that this is our calling. This is what we're here for. Thank you.
So hi everyone, sorry, I know you're probably Hi, on behalf of the White Coat Committee and of the entire class of 2015, I just want to say thank you. Thank you to all the staff and the professors and the administration, everyone in the office who could make today such a great success and who has been able to help us throughout the years until we could actually make it to this point. Thank you to all the staff that agreed to take time out of their very busy schedules and come and help us on this, our very special day. Thank you to the AV people for helping us spread this word to everywhere across the globe. So those of us that have family that couldn't make it here today, it's very special and we will always remember it. Thank you to the student volunteers from the years behind, who next year this will be your job and it'll be great. And we couldn't have done it without you. And of course, I know many of you have traveled very far to be here, and some of you have come from right down the road, but regardless, it means a lot to see you in those seats. So that concludes our ceremony, but if everyone could please stay seated. Before we head to the light cocktail reception in the O'Brien Science Center, we are going to be taking a group picture, so if we could please remain seated for the picture. Afterwards, there'll be plenty of opportunities for you to take both group and private pictures over at the reception. So thank you, everyone, and have a good day.
Before we finish up, I'd also like to I would like the class to thank the White Coat Committee themselves. So a round of applause. Okay, I think we'll now just pause for photographs.
Don't just make sure you can see me. Move your head if you have to make sure you're in a gap. Okay, 1, 2, 3. One more for look. 1, 2, 3. Now, are the staff going to join me? Yeah, why not? And if you go up the back and sit down. Better if you stay sitting. The experience of last year shows it's better to stay sitting. Anybody else want to take a photograph?